again, you're wrong. The king of R&B is R. Kelly. Stop playing with that man. I don't care what the man did. Your commander-in-chief's got 34 felonies. Stop playing with me.
That's because you ain't got no daughters.
Brother, we just brothers just talking. Brother just talking about any and everything. Brother just talking. Brother just talking.
What up? And welcome back. Welcome back to the Brothers Are Just Talking. We love you. First thing I want to kick out, we got a lot of new subscribers out there. And so, first of all, we want to thank you for your comments, for all the love you've shown us, and even the comments that some people might think are kicking to the left. We still happy with it. We still happy with it. And so we say to y'all, new subscribers and the old, ask everyone that you know, kick this out if you're feeling it, you're loving it, kick it out. Ask everyone to like, subscribe, and comment, okay? We really want to kick that out to you. And look, today's show, we're going to be talking music, we're going to be talking sports, purpose, relationships, and even a few things that might start some stuff up at the family cookout, okay? So if it's like that, we ready for you to tune in. Now, one of the things that we do want to profile is some of our comments that come in from our listeners, okay? And so one comment came to me from somebody named Keep It Straight. They said, Blue, what's up with the hat? If you got warrants, they still can get you, okay? All right, that was from my man Keep It Straight. And so we got another comment that came in. It was responding. This is my man, My Cool Will 7594. He responded to Emeka's suggestion to wait until you're financially stable before getting married. This is exact line, Emeka. Nope, 100% disagree. I waited till my 40s, and at that point, we were too set in our ways. Very difficult to change at that point. Sure, we were financially secure, but there was no growing together. We actually grew apart. You know, Blue, I want to kick that to you. You know, how you feel about that, man? How you feel about, how that went down and whatever?
I think that depends on that particular situation. I mean, it almost sounds like they may have been together for a hot minute, and I guess when they, I don't know, finally felt like it was time for them to make a move, it wasn't in their benefits. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know. To me, I need more details. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, oh, okay. I say, all right. I say, you win some, you lose some. You know how it go.
You know what? Because my man went at E, I got to give E the opportunity to speak to this. E, what you feel about that, man?
I feel that out of a percentage of people that him going through what he went through, that's just a low percentage of a situation, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, you guys got your money right, but brother, let's flip that script. What if your money wasn't right? Now, how do you deal with the situation when your money's not right? So if your money wasn't right, guess what? There is not going to be no communication because she's not feeling you because you're not doing your part as a man to provide and protect. So if you're not providing and protecting, guess what's going to happen? You're going right back to the same cycle. So yes, my suggestion of fellas, make your money, face your back, and stop the women when you ain't got the bread. It's going to backfire on you.
James, I'm going to get you in here, and then we go.
Don't take the women.
Yes, you know what? It was a movie that spoke to that a little bit too. Go ahead, James. I want you to get in there too.
I kind of agree with Emeka. My thought process is this. I'm gonna tell you why. We've all broken up at some point, right? Because and so my situation one time was I was broke and brokenhearted. I ain't gonna be broke and brokenhearted. So I understand we ain't gonna work out, but I'm gonna keep my paper. I'm sorry, I gotta keep my paper.
I'll kick this to you. This is from the Chris Rock movie, Why Did I Get Married? You remember when he screwed up and took the trip and messed up with the girl and didn't make it back to the meeting he was supposed to get back to? And his boss walked in on him and said, he had a quarter, right? And he put it on a big behind table. And he said to him, how much money do you think you made for this company? And Chris was humble. He said, I made a little bit. He said, well, this quarter is what you done made. He said, but I want to tell you something. There is no man out here who has lost money chasing money and getting women. But if you're chasing women, you might not get the money. Something to that effect. Listen, fellas, we wrapped that little part up about our comments. So we all down with E on this one, y'all. That's a rarity, but we all down with it. Look.
No, hold on. No.
Oh, okay. So you
I didn't say I did not say no. My man his response, I got to comment on that response because I was like, now hold up for a second, bro. If my money not right, and the shorty that I'm with, if my money not right now, who's to say that my money ain't gonna get right within 6 months, 3 months, 6 months to a year that we into this relationship? So I don't agree, because if my money ain't right now, that's not to say that my money ain't gonna be right, in a short amount of time. So I can't get down with that. Nah, I can't get down with that one, fellas.
Check it out. All right, check it out. So check it out. We're gonna leave
right,
that right there. We got a lot.
Yeah,
we got a lot we gotta speak. Okay. But I do want to hit this off of that. Look, losers, listeners, y'all send us in what you think. We'll keep this jumpy going. We'll keep this joint in conversation going. So, kick it to us. Now we want to talk about one of the hottest things that's happening in the country, right? One of the hottest things happening in this country is the Usher Brown tour, or Brown Usher tour, however you want to kick it. Which brings us to this point of, who is the king of R&B? And we're talking about pretty much all time. So since there's some music joint, James, I'm going to throw this out to you first. Hold up. I'm going to give you the candidates because I got to list some people.
Okay. Go ahead.
We got Usher.
Okay.
We got Chris Brown.
Got you.
R. Kelly. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk beside his name because I got a daughter. When he was talking bump and grind, he might have been talking about a 12 or 14 years old, and I can't get up with that. Sorry, fellas. Babyface, Keith Sweat, Bobby Brown, Luther Vandross. And when you talk about R&B, I don't see Marvin Gaye on here. So you kind of got to throw Marvin Gaye in there. So I'm starting it off with you, bro. And kick it to me. Yeah, you got to have Marvin. Come on, man. How you can't have Marvin Gaye in there? And this is
all right. So let me think about this for a second. All right, so if I'm going pure singer, I'm thinking Luther.
Okay.
Performer, because I've seen him perform live, and I've seen everybody else perform live, and a lot of the younger people don't remember this, I'm going with Bobby Brown.
Whoo! Bobby was hot. But you know what?
Bobby was hot.
I got to interject here, too. Since you talk performer, I should have brought up James Brown. Now we think of him as funk.
Well, that's King of Funk. That's the King of,
the Godfather Soul, Funk. Okay.
He already got a title.
He in a category all his own.
We can't even put Mike in here. We can't put Mike in because he's the King of Pop, right?
Yeah, and we know Mike the King of Pop, and Prince is so all around. So I understood why you didn't bring them in. I understood.
Yeah. So I
understood why we ain't got them in. Go ahead.
Then if I had to pick greatest catalog, because this person is written for a lot of people, the songs that we hear and heard, I'm going with Babyface.
Yeah. But why ain't we have Stevie on the list if that was the deal?
But Stevie wrote a lot of stuff, but I don't think Stevie's catalog, and I might have to go, but I might be wrong.
No, baby.
Let me finish. You think about it. Stevie wrote a lot of stuff for a lot of people. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like far as Babyface is written for Madonna. He's written for Bobby Brown, New Edition. He's written for...
Right.
Can't even name it. Jesus Christ.
Hey, but I'm going to tell you.
He wrote for a lot of people. Whispers.
Right, right.
I mean, he's wrote for a lot of different genres, even, so...
You know what? That would be another argument, so I don't want to hold up the show with that.
Yeah. So that's why
Stevie got a strong chumpy, and I don't feel like Stevie
got a long catalog, too. And, we probably could have put Stevie in it as well.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm going with Babyface.
Going with Babyface. Got you.
Longevity, only because he's been doing it for a very long time, longer than everybody else. I got to go with Bobby Brown.
Okay. So Bobby Brown is your dude. E.
Wait, I'm not done.
Ahead. You ain't done? Okay.
No.
All right. You know I'm fast streaming this joint, man. We can't stay here all day.
I know.
But you hold up the barbershop like this.
But you can't. Wait a second. Are you like backseat driving? You just gave me the keys to the car. You were like, yo, man, make a left here, make a right here.
I'm about to scratch the joints. Yeah, pretty much. Because I got to get my man E on and I got to get my man in.
I'm saving time because E-Pad don't know any of this.
All he knows is Eminem.
Oh, I got
taking his minutes. So you're taking his
He gonna
minutes.
say, he gonna
Taking
say
his minutes.
Eminem.
Taking his minutes, man.
yeah. I
All right, so
got some good rebuttals to all that.
and an influencer, like, I would consider influencer today's artist. I'm gonna go with
Right.
Usher. I gotta
Great.
go with Usher.
Great point, man. Listen,
That's
man,
what I picked.
I know I was joking you, man, but you really made some good points. E, you got the baton. You got the baton, man. You got
Wrong again. You're wrong. The king of R&B is R. Kelly. Stop playing with that man.
My
Stop playing with
God.
him. I don't care what the man did. Your commander-in-chief got 34 felonies. Stop playing with me.
That's because you ain't got
So-
no daughters. But go
It
ahead.
don't matter. That
It
man,
do matter.
king of R&B. The man, not only is he a vocalist, he's also written songs for a lot of different artists.
He has. He has.
For instance,
Yeah.
he wrote for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he did.
You're Not Alone. He wrote for Whitney Houston. I Look to You. He wrote for Aaliyah. He wrote
He
for
was,
Tony
he was also
Braxton.
doing more than writing for
He
Aaliyah.
wrote,
Okay.
he wrote for Tony Braxton, I Don't Want To. He wrote for Britney Spears, Outrageous. He wrote for B2K, Girlfriend. He wrote for Celine Dion, I'm Your Angel.
You don't know any of those songs. You Googled
Let's-
all
let's
that
not
stuff.
forget
You don't know
about-
any of them
let's not
songs.
Forget about
You can't sing one lyric. You can't
Let's
sing
not
one
forget
lyric.
about Maxwell. He wrote
Everything you got, you
Right,
wrote down.
You don't know none of
Everybody
them.
knows about
I
Unfortunate.
bet you-
Who don't know about Unfortunate about Maxwell?
You don't
let's not
know
forget-
any of them. Sing a
let's
verse.
not
Sing
forget
a verse.
the
Sing a
one
verse.
movie that we all like.
Sing
Life.
a verse.
Live.
Who sings that song?
Live. He wrote that
Who
song.
wait.
for
Who
that-
sung that
soundtrack.
song? Who sung that song though?
That's R. Kelly wrote it. He wrote it.
But who did he write it for?
He wrote it. Maxwell. He wrote Unfortunate. He wrote Fortunate for Maxwell.
Who wrote Life? The one you singing right now. Who did he sing?
R. Kelly wrote Life.
For who?
He wrote it for the soundtrack for the movie.
Contract for the movie.
Don't take it from R.
But who
Kelly.
sang it? But who
Give
sang
R.
it?
Kelly his props.
Who
Give
sang
him his
it?
props.
Who sang it?
R. Kelly wrote it. We're talking about a catalog of people that's writing songs for other artists.
I'm
Not
asking
only
you,
is he writing his
But
own
who sang the
songs, he's
song?
written songs and he's written songs for movies as well.
Just do me a favor,
Don't
man.
take
Do me
it from R.
do me
Kelly.
one quick
That man
favor.
is the king of R&B.
Just do me one quick
Not
favor.
even an argument.
I feel you.
He's the king.
Just do me a favor. Whoever sang that song, please let them sing it.
Okay. You know, Life movie, and guess what? Who wrote it? R. Kelly. He is the king of R&B. Period.
Casey and JoJo.
Yes,
Yeah,
KC and JoJo sung that song. And
Stop
back that was KC and JoJo, big
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. Wrote it.
Yeah,
Ain't got
that was
nothing to do with
JoJo.
got nothing to do with singing it. The man
You
wrote
right. You right.
the song.
True
Who
that.
cares about Who cares about
True that,
singing
true
it? He
that.
wrote it. He
that.
wrote Michael Jackson's song. You're Not Alone.
Yeah, and,
What else?
and Stevie done wrote songs that Michael did too. Yeah, I'm back to Blue. Step in here, man. Stop the madness, man. Step in here.
What Blue got to say?
Step
Go against R. Kelly. Or
Step
never
in.
go against R. Kelly.
Step in and stop the madness, bro.
Yeah.
What's up?
Step in and step that dance. That dance still being played in the cookout.
Hey,
Go ahead, Blue. Come
Hey,
on, baby. I need you.
from this list of candidates that y'all put, I'm going with E. The king
Yeah.
of R&B is R. Kelly. I don't care. I don't
Ooh.
care what the man did in his past life. Just like Bill Cosby. Just like Bill
Boy.
Cosby. I don't
Yeah.
care what you done in your past life or what you do outside. I don't care. But when it comes to your accomplishments, how you shaped this community, and I'm putting it on the community, how you shaped this community, and then how it branched out towards the world. Hey, king of R&B, R. Kelly, hands down, man. Hands down. And if he wasn't in the situation that he's in now, I mean, the dude's still writing songs, locked up. He's still writing songs. And one thing that I can get down with R. Kelly, out of this list of people, you got to remember, and this is just my opinion. I'm gonna do some fact checking. But a lot of our pioneers, they'll get to a certain point, man, and they'll just stop. They'll rely on what they've already done. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, okay, well, I got 50 hits. I don't need to make no more hits because them 50 hits will just carry me on through lifetime. He was still making songs. Babyface, out of that list, Babyface, he's still making songs. I'm not a fan. I'm gonna be honest with you. These other candidates, I was like, oh, okay. Usher hasn't made it there yet. Chris Brown, I'm not a Chris Brown fan, so I can care less what you have to say. I'm not a Chris Brown fan. Luther, he stopped. And then Luther didn't even write his own songs. That's another thing. He didn't write his own songs. He sang them, but he didn't write them. So King of R&B, R. Kelly, hands down.
Well, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna make
He's
this
writing
short.
about ramen noodles now.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. That's what he get. He the king. He's the king of watching his back, so he and making sure that he pick up the soap
Hey,
looking
baby
both
making
ways.
music,
That's
baby.
what
Baby making from the 90s on. Baby making music. That's all R.
Hey,
Kelly.
Hey, listen.
hey,
Hey, listen.
that man
Listen.
made a lot of babies out
Hey,
here.
listen.
He's made a lot of
I'm
babies.
gonna wrap this up from my end, saying I gotta recuse myself, so to speak, as with this because I'm not an R. Kelly fan at all. I wasn't a big one, and then when the stuff came out, it just hit me in such a negative way. I feel you. I respect y'all opinions. So we ask you out there, send us your opinions on this. Help us clear up this freaking debate, okay?
Free
Because
R. Kelly.
And subscribe to
Free.
the YouTube channel.
because if you got daughters, you're gonna think twice before you put the check in that box.
And if he gets out of jail, please don't give him a bunch of water.
Yeah, please.
Hey man, come
Yeah,
on, man.
really.
That's just
Yo.
like the baby oil joint. Come on now.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I bought some
Yeah.
stock in baby oil. That's for
Hey,
daggone sure.
fellas, I'm gonna bring y'all in because I'm gonna segue in because we're talking about responsibility a little bit as it relates to R. Kelly and me talking about daughters. Let's bring in fatherhood, positive role models, and fathering another man's children. We had
Nice
some
transition.
fun. We just got off the laughs, and I know we're taking more of a serious tone right here, but this is this is real, and that's what we do on BJT. We talk about the real things. We talk about the things that the brothers are talking about that maybe everybody don't hear. But when the brothers are in the barbershop or at the gym or maybe even on the golf course, this is the kind of questions that go back and forth between us and it get real heated in that barbershop on some of these. So this question that I'm throwing out to you guys, can a man truly become a father to children that aren't biologically his? And where do you draw the line between mentoring and parenting? The first piece of this, Blue, I'm going to throw out to you. Can a man truly become a father to children that aren't biologically his?
Yes, he can.
Okay.
And the way I feel on that is this. And I'm not trying to take up too much time. It's just when you live through these experiences, you just can't go off the cuff as quickly.
Well, this is what I really want. I want it from the heart, bruh. And that's what they want. Our people, that's what they want. They want it from the heart.
You really
Go
can't
ahead.
go off the cuff like that because when you fathered children, outside of whatever relationships you got, man. You know what I'm saying? You could be that dude that some little youngin, they just look up to you, man. And when you take that little youngin up underneath your wing, man, and you just kind of coast him through life, and he or she constantly coming back to you, man. I mean that says a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you when you in a new relationship and, you and your lady, communication, y'all sit down and be like, okay, hey, we both got children, let's, if we having issues with the biologicals, let me get my wording right. Let that not be a deterrent of what we need to do with these children right now. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, if I can step in and help you out and vice versa, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's it shouldn't be a deterrent because the child is the one that needs it the most. You know what I'm saying? We adults, the parents are the adults. They need to act like the adults. And the child, we need to give them as much, love, knowledge, encouragement as possible throughout their lifespan, man. You know what I'm saying?
I like
Yeah,
I like
and
that.
it's, even what I've learned of recent, even with my children, man. I'm in a relationship, my shorty, she's got youngins and I'm with that. I'm down for that, But even in my personal, man, my children are all done, man. And when I say they done, I'm saying 20s, 30s and so on and so on. At one point, man, me personally, I thought that, once you turn an adult, I'm kind of done. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say it, but when I say I'm done, it's like I don't have to put forth so much effort to raise you because now I've gotten you to this point. I want to see what you're going to do with what we, with the lessons that have been taught. And I want to see what you're going to do. And I kind of got stuck just recently because, this is some real stuff, man. My youngest daughter, she's like, Dad, I just need to hear some things from you. And, I don't hear
Wow.
these things from you anymore. And, I'm lost, because, things was just hitting her like left and right, uppercuts and all that stuff. And she was
Right.
like, yo, Dad, I just can't deal with this. And, the fact that she still called on me as an adult, she was like, yeah, I just need some help. But during that whole conversation, she brought up some touching points, with, how I brought her up and how it kind of like the relationship that we have in adulthood is different than what it was, in her childhood. And she brought up some deep things, man. And it made me really sit back and be like, yo, wow, I can't believe that I was doing that because I had that cutoff. You know what I'm saying, fellas? I had that cutoff and it wasn't intentional, but it was like, hey, y'all doing good. So if you need me, you just holler back. But that's where I saw my error. Cause I was like, yo, man, you don't just stop, Reggie. You're right,
Never
Blue.
stop.
Yeah, you
Never
don't stop. This is a continuous thing. And I had to reground myself in that because she made it real to me. She made it real to me like that.
Been there, done that. I got another question that I want to throw out to E. E, does being present make someone more of a father than biology?
You say that again?
Does being present, you're there, make someone more of a father than biology?
So this is a interesting situation where I see Blue was explaining his part on that and being present, because I'll speak on some of my situation that I was in.
Okay.
But being present as a man to father somebody else's child, to me, is a no-no. It's a no-no for one.
I understand that.
And there's going to be there's some criteria to how many kids that lady has for you to even deal with her in the first place. But just the point of the fact that this is not your biological, you got some ladies out here ain't going to let you do no discipline. You have no authority. And when kids see that, they play two against the other, which means that when you want to institute discipline as a man to either the daughter or the son that is not yours, the first thing they say is, you ain't my dad. So if you're the protector, if you're the provider, if you're the financial guru who's putting money into the household, you're paying for the schooling, you're paying for this, you're paying for that, and you got a little kid gonna tell you that you ain't my daddy. Well, where your daddy at? So now it makes us apprehensive to want to even go there to be a father to somebody that's not even recognizing, especially when the moms are not giving you the authority and the disciplinary action to take control of the situation. Because there ain't nothing like saying when a teacher says, I'm gonna tell your daddy. There ain't nothing like that. Because when they say I'm gonna tell your mama, there's nothing to it. But when they say I'm gonna tell your daddy, there's fear.
You know what?
So
You know what, E? You're making some great points, which leads me to segue right into my next question. And this one is for Big Game, for the funky one. Is it unfair to expect a man to play dad without giving him a voice? This kind of piggybacks off of what E was just talking about. Take that and kind of expound on that for us.
I think that the most important thing to do, because I understand what both Blue and E are saying, but I think the most important thing is communication. If you're going to go into a relationship, because we never know who we like and why we like them. It is what it is. You feel one way one day, you might meet somebody, might change everything that you feel and how you roll from that point on. But it's communication. So if I'm gonna be in a relationship with somebody, and even if you're gonna get married, I think you got to have that uncomfortable talk before you decide to go in deep. You got to find out. You got to
That's real.
say.
That's real.
You got to ask a person. So if something happens with the
Mhm.
kids, what's the situation as far as discipline? And then a lot of times you could be in a situation that the father could still be present in the same sense, not trying to smash mom or nothing like that, but they still could be present. So it's better if you two people like each other and want to be around each other for everybody to be involved. It's good for the child to see the father who's a biological to be involved because you're never going to take the place of that
Mhm.
person. Just like
Very
nobody
true.
can, like if you got
Very
kids, nobody
true.
can take the
Very
place
true.
of
Very
you
true.
with your kids. You just can't do it. And I think for a kid, that the whole goal is is for them to, be a good human being. So you're going to have that difficult talk to find out what your boundaries are. And if it's a situation like for me, I'm okay with being somebody with some kids because I have kids. So, but if I'm gonna be with you, if that situation does happen, how are we going to handle it? But I'm not going to be in a situation if I feel like I'm not appreciated. So if I'm gonna be in a situation with you and I'm gonna roll with you and I'm gonna do things and I'm gonna, take care of everything. And again, I'm not gonna take the place of the dad. I'm there as another parent that's gonna actually, because to me, it's nothing wrong with having another parent there who's responsible.
You the bonus dad,
You're the
babe.
bonus dad. And
Yep.
it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't take anything from you as a person. And it's okay if you feel differently. But you got to understand the situation when you go in it. You got to have that uncomfortable talk. And it's better that if you are going to be in that situation, to have that communication. If you are going to be in that situation, for everybody to be on the same page. Because if, let's say something goes down at the dad's house, or vice versa at the mom's house. Say the kid visits the mom on the weekends, and the kid does something. The mom says, "Well, I don't want you doing this," or the dad says, "I don't want you doing this." When he goes back home to the main priority, the main household, that's got to stick.
You know what I said? No, I'm gonna say to all of this. I think, man, you guys are bringing up really, really some very, very good points. I think another point which we haven't touched on is when you are that dad who is not the biological dad. I think it's incumbent upon you to build a relationship with that child. And even if they 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you still got to build a relationship. One that they're going to respect you, and you, on some level, respecting the things that they're trying to do. Now, this moves into like this discipline versus mentorship. And we're talking discipline a little bit. He brought it up, and so did Blue and yourself, kind of all touch on that. And so I'm going to throw out some things here, and then I'm going to throw out one key question for us to throw around. But I want y'all to think about these things before I throw out a particular scenario. Should a man discipline children who aren't biologically his? My pause. Is discipline different from correcting bad behavior? What should be left to the biological parents? And does respect have to come before discipline? I want you to think about all of those things in the scenario that I'm getting ready to throw out. I got a 14-year-old in a house, and they repeatedly disrespect his mom while you are right there in the house. What are you going to do, Blue? Step in, stay silent, talk privately, or leave it entirely to the mother? What are you going to do?
This goes back to I'm gonna comment, and this is leading to my answer for that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
comment on something that he said, and it was kind of touchy the way he said it, and it's all good because that's my brother's feeling. I get it. You don't, and same thing with Jay. If you don't have that conversation with the mother, they'd be like, okay, hey, these are your youngins, and vice versa. Let me put this out here, and vice versa. Let's say there's a young lady who comes into your life. You have children. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna ask the same thing. You're like, why? How much authority are you going to give me over your children, and vice versa? And then
And let me interject, Blue,
go for it.
real quick. How about the scenario where you both got children? Now I'm throwing it back.
So if that conversation is had, now keep in mind that conversation needs to happen two ways, between the two parents and then with the children involved. Now, once that's done, then leading into a scenario like this, little dude or little girl, if she's acting up like she's acting up in front of the mother, and we done already had this discussion, then it's gonna be, as a man, if I'm with you, I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna say, okay, hey, hold up now, you out of line, and so on and so on and so on. Then I'm gonna correct it right then and there. But then I'm gonna have that second conversation with both the mom and the child on the private. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that because you need to understand where you went wrong, how it looked, and how can we resolve this so that we don't have to go through this again. Because the child's feeling, they mean something. And I think they mean something because they had to act up. They acting out on something. We don't know what it is. They acting out on something. So I can't be in that corrective manner and an authoritative manner and in that policing manner all the time because something caused you to act the way you did. Now you're doing it repeatedly. There's something going on. We need to get to the bottom of that. So that's how I would handle that, big brother.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna throw it out to you, E. How would you handle this? And I want to add one other point before E, you take this. I think a key in this whole thing, everything we talk about, is a four-letter word that you have to have and show, and that's love. Because you have to do this with love from the heart, and that's why I'm saying it's important to establish a relationship. And when you establish a relationship with love, people know that it may be tough love, but you love them. And if you show them instances where nobody had their back before, but you step in and you got their back now, that's love. E, take it over, E.
I'm old school, man. We ain't going all that. You know, if it's a 14-year-old boy and he acting up, he ain't mind somebody else's and stuff like that. Another man's child. 14, he's smelling himself. It's time for him. If you're old enough to talk that smack, brother, you're old enough to go to the backyard, put the
What if
gloves
it's a
on.
little
Let's
girl
go.
though, E? What if
Let's
it's a
go.
little girl?
Yeah,
If it's a little girl, then you have to be a little stern with the little girl. But at the end of the
Wear some
day,
pink gloves.
at the end of the day, you still it's a complicated conversation that you have to have. But you see, this is the reason why a lot of guys don't want to mess with women that got kids. You got to deal with a whole lot of crap. You got the fact that without authority, slavery. That's crazy. No authority without discipline is freaking slavery. That's why
slavery.
guys don't want to deal with women.
Slow down for a minute.
We run from women with kids.
E,
Look,
I want you.
I'm gonna give you
I'm going it back to you. E, listen to me. Listen
for my listeners
E,
out there, for
E,
all
just
the
hear
men.
me.
Hold up. For all the men out there, I want to say this. If you're going to deal with a woman with multiple kids, let me give you this. If she has 2 different or 3 different kids, do not do it. She has 2 different kids by 2 different baby daddies. Make sure that either the baby daddy locked up or he
Oh my
dead.
God.
That's it.
E, I want you to go back and
hate him.
repeat that
Leave him
line.
alone.
I want you to
Leave
repeat that
him alone,
line.
because the one thing you're gonna get in trouble is you're gonna end up either getting into a fight with the biological father, because the kid's gonna go back and say, well, he put his hands on me. I'm the one who's provided. You living in my house. I'm the protector. You're gonna tell your biological dad who ain't never done for you since the day you were born, and all of a sudden he's supposed to help you out. See, this is the problem we having today
No,
in
it's
our
not.
society.
No, it's not. No, it's
That's
not. No, it's
why
not. No, it's not.
we
No,
don't
it's not.
want women with kids. We want to run away with the women with kids. We run from them. We put on that track shoes and we're gone. No.
I'll say this, E. I
My
want you to
brother
go
hurt.
back and yeah, there's a lot of pain there. But I'm gonna say this. I want him to repeat what he said because it's important what he was shouting out to the young boys. And there was a specific line, and I can't even remember it right now because you wouldn't let me get it in so you could repeat it and push the point. But there were 2 things you said, oh, man, it is hurting me right now because I can't. Well, the last line that you kicked about not kicking it with a man and I mean with a sister if she got a bunch of different baby daddies. That would make a situation very difficult and could be a red flag for a lot of people in a relationship. But it was something else you said earlier, and if you can't recall it, I'm gonna just go ahead and push on. Let me just go ahead and push on the big game. Big game. How would you handle this particular 14-year-old, kicking it like they kicking it, man?
Well, discipline is different for different families. I grew up where my parents would put a foot in my butt. But some kids you grow up, they didn't do that. And sometimes you don't turn out any better or worse from either one. It's actually been proven through like psychiatrist stuff that, science has proven that actually putting your hands on the kids doesn't make them any better. They actually don't really they don't really actually say that's a right way of doing things now. Now everyone has their own way, and I get it. I grew up a certain way too. But I've had kids that I've raised that weren't my own. From 2 years old to 3 years old, I've had them. I still communicate with them to this day. So, and the difference was their father wasn't present. He had some issues. Nice guy. I like the guy, but he had some personal demons he had to work through. So he wasn't really there. And I guess I was like a surrogate in a sense, but they needed that. They needed somebody to show them compassion and love because their situation was dire for them. It's nothing worse than, seeing a child when their father's supposed to come pick them up and they don't show up.
Real talk. Real talk. Real
Yeah,
talk.
That hits you in the core. It
Yeah.
hurts to see a
Real talk.
child. And when me and the mom actually went our separate ways, I missed the kids more than I missed the mom, truth be told.
Yeah.
that's true though. And you
You
know what?
know?
And I do want to add to what you're saying. I'm gonna give it back to you
Mhm.
again. You know, one thing when you show kids love and they allow room for more discipline. They want
Mm.
boundaries. They want the discipline because then they'll know when you discipline them or provide boundaries, they know that you care. They
All
know that
kids need
you care.
structure. All kids need, and then the reality of it is, Harv, even adults
Mhm.
need structure.
No question. No question.
Our life when it's planned out and we kinda have a, an idea of what we're doing. Like my father told me, he says, "You can have a million jobs, but the best job is a job that has steady money. You can't make any plans with jobs that don't have steady money. You could make a lot of money for 6 months, you 6 months off, you didn't make any money, you can't plan for anything like that."
Right.
So
Right.
having structure in your life is good. So and as the adult, it's important to show these kids structure. And the thing is, if you discipline a child, and from my understanding is, it's a situation whereas it's understood, because I would prefer that my daughter, if something went down, that whoever I'm dating or whatever, if they see my daughter doing something wrong, they would correct her. Now, if my daughter, now if my
Takes a
daughter goes,
village. Takes a
yeah.
village.
Now my daughter goes out the side the pocket and she let me know, like, okay, I'm gonna handle this. Because first of all, you're the adult and you're going to show respect. I don't care if you like or dislike, you're gonna show respect to this person over here, period. We ain't gonna have that kind of game. And that's how I roll with it.
And
So
I think I'm old school pretty much in the same way, my brother. And I think everybody here rolls from an authority standpoint much in that way. Some of us may be a little more heavy handed, less handed than others, but this is definitely necessary when you're in a particular situation like we're talking about. Now, one of the things I want to move into is being a role model. I want to speak specifically to our boys and young men out there. I think it's very important that men and boys have a positive role model in their life because there are many boys growing up today without consistent male leadership that they can depend on. A lot of times you got your coaches, big brother programs, churches, some teachers, coming in, but somebody's got to be there if the real dad is not in there. So I want to throw this out to y'all. And I can give everybody a minute on this. I'm gonna start with with you first. Who was the man that most changed your life?
My pops.
Hey,
My pops. He changed my life in which true story when I was in school and I had problems doing a lot of math. Math was my worst subject in the world. I used to come home miserable, look at a book looking at me, had no idea what the hell I was doing. My father's a professor that went to graduate from Howard University. And he one day looked at me when I was looking at the book. He said, what are you doing? I said, nothing. And he said, well, you picked up a math book. You're going to be doing something. I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't understand it. The man broke everything down to me from addition, subtraction, division, everything. I mean, he made it so easy, easier than my teachers in school. When he got through with me, bro, I love math. Math was my strongest, best subject. As a matter of fact, when I went to college, I did Cal 1, 2, 3, finished that, got my degree and all that stuff. And because of him, he was the reason why I was able to go through math as a man, recognizing his son struggling and then teaching him. And it was a teaching that took with me till today. So
that's a great story, bruh.
but your
James,
dad didn't tell you what a C note was, though, did he?
I was gonna hit him with that later. But we're gonna leave that alone for now. I was gonna hit him with that later. James, let's stay serious because we're in that serious mode. James, who is the man that changed your life?
My
Who's
dad.
the man that changed your life?
My dad taught me work ethic.
Yep.
That's what he taught me. He
Yep.
made sure, he told me the importance of being there, being consistent. You don't have to be perfect, but you gotta be consistent, and you can't be afraid to admit when you're wrong.
Hey, those are good points, man.
That's what
That
my
a
dad
father
taught me.
teaches. Blue, for you, who was the man that changed your life?
Hey man, first off, first off, I'm gonna put this in there because I know you said boys, but the girls are just important, man. Now
Yeah, they
they're
are.
just
They
as
are.
important because
Uh,
we need their, you got to look at it like this, and I'm gonna go right into it. I'm gonna segue into it. You got to look at it like this, man. The girls, they gonna pull us back when we need to be pulled back. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do that. That's what little girls do. They grow up to be women. Same thing. They're gonna do that. Now, to your question. I came in a single family type joint. It was just moms. So she put male role models in place. Some of them were good, some of them were not so good. That's a learning experience. And that just let me know that, nah, I'm not going to be that type of person for my children. Cause I'm going to be real with y'all and I'm going to keep it real because this is brothers just talking. My dad, man, he don't mean nothing to me. And I can say that he don't mean nothing to me. Now, with me saying that, there was one point where I said, if I saw this dude on the street, I mean, it would be over. You know what I'm saying? It would be over. But then,
On site? On site?
but
Is it on
then
site?
the Lord came into my life.
Amen.
My thought that all that had to change. You see what I'm saying? When he came into my life, then I was like, nah, man, you can't be like that because you don't know what this dude went through. I've been around my dad, the drugs, hey man, whatever. But when the Lord came into my life, I will coin one guy to this point, to this day, and that would be Pop. You know what I'm saying? Pop.
Mm.
Yeah, hold up, fellas, hold up. my, yeah, Pops,
Big time, man. Big
Go
time.
ahead, take your time, baby. Take your time.
Yeah, man, Pops, yeah, man, he helped me. You know, he helped me, brothers. He helped. He helped.
Good thing he was there. You
Well, it's
needed
good
him.
thing he
Good
was
thing he
there,
was
man.
And
there.
he's
You know
still,
what? You know what?
here, brothers. I mean, he helped me because, you know,
And you're blessed to have
yeah,
somebody like that. Some people don't
That's
get
right.
anybody
yeah,
like that.
It's a
yeah,
blessing to have somebody like
yeah.
that,
He
man.
helped. You know, he
You
in the
know what?
church. You know, he was in the church. I was like, yo, man. You know, I was like, you know, he was there red. He was like, you know, he's like, yo, man. He's like, you know, he just kept it. He kept it real, and he's been consistent. You know what I'm saying, fellas? He's been consistent. So of course,
Mm-hmm.
I'm he's my model, and my children know it too. My children know that, yo, Pop, you know, their granddad, you know, they know that my
I
dad is
want to.
constantly
I'm
striving to be like him because I tell him that all the time, man. I was like, Pops was it, man. Pops did it, man.
I want to. I want to say
Yeah,
this to you, Blue man. That's powerful for you to
yeah,
break
yeah,
that
you're
down like
right.
that, man. And I know, that wasn't planned. It's just something that
Yeah,
hit you like that because
yeah.
it's real. I want to quickly.
Hey, Harv, can I
Go
jump in
ahead.
there real quick?
Sure, go
So
ahead.
what Blue was talking about, actually, I didn't actually experience that because I was the youngest. But my mother and father, when they got together, they had kids.
Mm,
And so my father was that to my sister on my mother's side.
right.
And even the flip side, my brothers and sisters consider my mom their mom. They call her mommy. When she died, even though they met their mother later in life,
Right.
they consider her their mom.
And a lot of times it becomes like that because that's the
Yeah.
one that showed that love, that showed
Yes.
that bringing it together, and that's really what Blue is talking about. This
And that
dude was
means even
somebody
more
that
when
was
you
there
didn't have
for
to
Yeah,
them.
do it.
yeah.
That's
That's even
right.
more. You
And he
didn't have
was
to do it.
there, and he was there for them quickly.
Yeah.
For myself, I just want to add this in. I never knew my
Mm-hmm.
biological, y'all, up until 4 years ago in 2022. I found him. But I had a stepdad who took care of me from age
That's
2
real talk. Real talk.
on up. And back then, now look, I'm the oldest brother on the joint. So this is way back
Mm-hmm.
in the day when a woman with a child is like a scarlet letter. You know, my mom was fine. That probably, shook his head or whatever. But just the same, he stepped in and he was a dad for me. He disciplined me. He whooped my behind
Mm-hmm.
when he needed to. We know
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing ain't going now. But he also taught me the importance of
Mm-hmm.
hard work. He was a hard dude now because I never heard him tell me he loved me until I came back from Japan. Okay. And that's when first time that he told me he loved me. And then as he got older before we got
Mm-hmm.
very tight, very tight. And he constantly would hug me, constantly would tell me he loved me. Quickly about my biological. My biological, as I found out over time, was a dude that I used to refer to as my uncle,
Mm-hmm.
fellas. This is deep. This is deep. Now, he was married to my mom's first cousin, but my mom's first cousin was so much older than us. We called them aunt and
Mm-hmm.
uncle, them two. But really, he was cousin. But he was cool with me, super cool. Took care of me, da 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 da. I later found out, my mom came up as a young girl from down North Carolina, and dude had been in Philly like 5 years from North Carolina. So now he think he a player from the city, and he was 10 years older than my mom. And they used to party, kick it, da-da-da-da. And I was a child that was born. Now, I don't know all of the stuff behind it. His wife couldn't have kids. Look, were they progressive enough back then to be like, look, we want you to have the child? And then my mom said, no, I'm not giving the child up because my mom was only 19. I don't know. But whatever it was, I met my biological dad's family, and they put me in like with open arms, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw the movie Antoine Fisher. When you open that door and you seen that, man, they showed me super love. I know they came there out of curiosity though. Like, yo, what is this dude doing? What do we want from the family? All that kind of stuff. Because I didn't meet them till 24. But and to this day, we are tight. I got so many new brothers. I didn't even know I had any sisters. I got sisters because I always grew up saying I had no sisters. I want to close that off because we've been really heavy with that subject. But sometimes you got to do like that. Sometimes that's what it's got to be. Let's move on now. There's been some crazy, crazy stuff going on in the NBA. And I know that in our last episode, what we did is we said, we're not going to talk about the draft right now because free agency is coming. So we want to include all of that in there. Well. Look what happened when we waited. We got, and I'm going to run down all these trades, and then you pick out the one that you want to speak on. We got Boston trading Jaylen Brown to Philly, which me and Big Game probably got a lot to say on that one. Giannis done went to Miami, one of the greatest players in the league, 2-time MVP, 1-time champion, and 1-time defensive player of the year. So Miami's back in the mix. LaMelo Ball is going to Minnesota to form a crazy backcourt with him and my man Ant, okay? You also got Ja going to Portland. Okay, you got Kawhi going back to Toronto where he did the doink, 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 and the ball falls in, and then they go on to beat Golden State in 7 games. And then we got the other question that's out there too. What's going to happen to the Lakers? The Lakers now are rocking things. They picked up Walter Kessler, and along with Reeves, and along with my man Doncic, yo, they got a killer squad. So, and then the ultimate question. Where's LeBron James going to ultimately end up? Whew! I'm going to throw this out on the floor, and Blue, if any of them topics you could touch, take it and rock. Because I know you ain't a big sports dude, but something in there got to touch you. Something in there got to like be like, yo, give it to me,
I got
man.
nothing for you.
You got another
I got
point?
nothing for you, brother. I got nothing for you, brother.
Nothing for me? Okay. All right, so boom. We're going to throw it to E. E, what you got for me, man?
So this was an interesting trade.
Which
A lot of
trade? Because there's a lot of them.
Well, I like the Kawhi Leonard going back to Toronto. That's going to be,
Yeah, I do too.
that
I
man's
do too.
going back to where he got that ring. I think he's going to get, I think Toronto's going to be pretty strong.
I do
Toronto's
want you to remember this. He did pick up 2 rings in San Antonio before he got that one.
He did, but
Okay.
he said
All right.
the reason why they got it in Toronto.
Right.
So
Right.
I like that Toronto trade. I like now the simple fact that LeBron is no more going back to the Lakers, and I agree with Stephen A. That team is an all-white team now. But,
Please, somebody had to say it.
how that's gonna work out. It's an all-white team. Got no brothers in there. You ain't going too far in the West. Now, if you was in the East, for Giannis going to Miami, to the Miami Heat, I think that's pretty strong. I think that's a strong move right there. Now, what I think about LeBron, this is going to mess you up, and I think you guys might like it. This is just my opinion. I think LeBron might go to Philly.
I don't think he's coming to
I'm gonna
Philly
go.
myself.
But
Might go to Philly. Now, why not? Philly is the easiest way to get to the championship.
But hold on, before we go there, I want to go back to what you said about Giannis. So the Bucks got a lot for him. Do you think the Heat got the better of that deal, or did the Bucks get the better of that deal?
You ain't going with that trade they got from Giannis. There's only one. You're not going to get another Giannis. Miami got they got the better. They got the better trade out of the two.
You
You're
think
not going to get another.
long term or short term?
This is going to be for Miami. This is a short-term thing because, the man is no longer in his prime. He's still good, but he's not in his prime like he to be, but he's still a strong player. Now, for Milwaukee, they look like they're more going towards the rebounding, the rebuild process. They're in that phase of a rebuild process. But Miami's looking for the win of right now. That's why they made that trade. So I like the Miami trade. I like, if LeBron can, because everybody's looking at the Golden State. What if, mind you, he's a free agent and he can take the minimum for a veteran, so he can fit in any way he wants to go. Now, if he goes to Miami, I like his move in the East. I don't like his move in the West, unless he goes to Golden State. But I like his move. He goes in the East. He stays in the East. Either go back to Cleveland, where he ends his career, or go to Philly, where he makes a little bit of noise, or go to Miami, where he started the big three.
I can give
And
you one
another
more
big
thing to add to those that you threw down. I love what you're saying. I do think the East would be a stronger move for him. But don't sleep if he went to Denver. Denver is only 2 years or 3 years removed from a championship. And him and Jokic, them two minds, that would be a nice move. Because remember, Denver is always in the mix, no matter what's up.
Yeah.
And LeBron could, but is he coming to Philly? There's a part of me hope he don't come. Because I'm just
So you want him to come.
but if he come, I'm gonna take him with open arms.
And
I'm not gonna
can't
tell
stay healthy, man. Your boy can't stay healthy
That's
to
true.
save his life.
That's true. That's true.
You need him to come to Philly. Your boy
That's
healthy
true.
to save his life.
That's true. Maybe you need to
Yeah,
draw up.
so
Maybe
you
you
want
need to. Maybe you need to get somebody to draw up one of them potions for him. All right, that's your African brother. You can draw up a nice little potion and rub it on the knees.
Yeah.
And rub
I
it,
would've
and rub
my
it on the
brother
knees
him.
for him.
You
Okay.
know, I'm kind of mad we gave see Boston Celtics is my team, and I'm kind of mad we gave away our boy Brown to y'all, and we got back Paul George. Come on, George is his prime back.
Philly.
Would you consider this? Sorry, babe, but would you
Go ahead,
consider
go
this similar to Saquon? How the Giants got rid of Saquon because they trade him to the same. They trade.
Good one.
They trade him to the same division.
That's a very good analogy. That's a very good analogy.
You got an A talent that you let them compete against you in your own
division. In your division. And then now the difference is there is a key difference. The key difference is Saquon made that choice on his own because he was a free agent. Okay.
That's true.
Boston got rid of this dude. They still had him under contract. They could have kept him. Now, the Giants could have kept Saquon too, but they didn't trade him to Philly. They just let him go out there, and he had Houston or Philly, and he said, I'm going to stick it to New York, and that's why I'm going in. And trust me, Jaylen Brown going top 5. I don't care. I don't know who's going to be better, Boston or Philly. But I do know this. Jaylen Brown going top fire today behind every time he sees them.
So, Harv, do you think that now him coming to Philly, they can compete against the Knicks? Because Knicks did well.
Definitely. And the Knicks lost one dude that used to be a problem to us. Mitchell Robinson. I still think the Knicks are better than us. I think the Knicks are better than us until we get on the floor. Yeah, until we get on the floor and show it. I think I still got to put New York over us. And then I think, then what I think is, I think you take Toronto, Philly, Cleveland, and Detroit, and you jumble them up. And we don't know what they're going to do till they start playing. Because if
LeBron plays for one of them, then it changes everything.
Dude, that changes everything. If LeBron puts a suit on, that's the one that's going to be second.
That's the one that's
because even I even feel this. Whoever LeBron goes to, even if he come to us, you know I love Philly, I still think we not with the Knicks yet. We'll have to prove it on the floor to me. Because the Knicks have continuity and they've been together. And they've been through the trenches and been through the wars. And look, we don't know how healthy Embiid is going to be, and we don't know this, that, or the other. One thing I want to get to while we're talking about these trades, and especially this last one, there's a lot of things going down up in Boston, and most Boston cats are really upset. If y'all did some studying, they cussing people out. The dudes on the radios are going off. Little kids are crying because Jaylen Brown is gone. The whole nine. I got a question for y'all. Could Tatum have stopped this? Could Tatum have went to management and said, no, we're not busting that move. What y'all trying to do? We want a championship together, yada, 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 yada. His silence to me, he's conspicuous by his silence, which says to me he either wanted it to go down or management had already talked to him and said, yo, this is what we're doing. I refuse to pay $300 million to two cats. This is the best we got for him. You got to rock for Paul George. What y'all think?
So, being though that that is my squad, And I think between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, both of them you can put both of them as number one, number one. You can put him number 1A, and you can put this guy number 1B. Both of them are two superstars that were taking the spotlight, and both of them played different positions in terms of different styles of play, and they complemented each other. To what you're saying, Harv, I totally agree that I think Tatum could have stopped that.
I do
He
too.
has enough.
I
He
do.
has enough
He has
power.
enough cachet. He has enough
He has
cachet.
enough power
Yes,
to
he
say,
does.
"Hey,
Yup.
if he leaves, I leave. If he go, I go. If you send him somewhere, break the team up because I'm going to.
That's right.
Because I can't play without him."
That's right.
So I think
But
that
evidently he ain't feel that way.
he didn't feel that way. So to me, I think it was more of an ego thing, as in I am the man, I am the number one, I am the Kobe Bryant of this team.
And you know he part of the Kobe Bryant tree. He used to work out with Kobe.
Trained him up.
That's right. Kobe trained him up. Yeah.
He trained him up.
Yeah.
But what's one thing
Mama attitude.
Yeah, one thing that Tatum needs to understand is, just like Michael Jordan, you couldn't do it without Pippen. He could not do it without Pippen. You need Pippen.
You need Pippen.
And Dennis Rodman.
And Rodman. And Horace Grant the first three, and Rodman the second three.
You need that. So we hurting with the roster that we have now without Jaylen Brown? It's going to be a little struggle for us.
You got Mitchell Robinson. You got a dude that killed us, Mitchell Robinson. I don't know what the old behind Mike Conley going to do for y'all. The old behind Mike Conley, I'm not too sure what he can bring to them. But I do think Paul George got a little juice in the tank. I don't write Boston off. But if Philly puts all these parts together, and one thing I like about Philly is they got a good coach. So it may take time. But if they put this together and use Embiid correctly where he's healthy for the playoffs, I don't even care about the rest of the season. If he's ready for the playoffs, Philly going to be a problem.
Philly needs a healthy Embiid. If not, Philly is going out the first round.
Well, you got to remember, was he healthy when we just got finished knocking y'all off? Huh? Was he healthy then?
Okay.
He handled that thing. He handled that business.
We both sat our butts on the couch watching everybody else win it. So
we only talking about the first round. We only talking about the first round.
We didn't win it, guys.
You're the one that brought up that we'll be home the first round. I'm letting you know, was dude healthy in the first round this year?
Yeah. An unhealthy.
Was he healthy in the first round this year? He did enough to get it done.
Y'all get LeBron James, I will follow Phil. I get LeBron, I follow y'all.
You like LeBron like that? Yeah, wah. You like LeBron like that? Come on,
I think LeBron makes a difference in the East, not the West. He makes a difference in the East.
I think he could with Denver in the West. Nobody else. But I do think with Denver in the West,
Denver's going to touch him.
Well, I don't think Denver's going to touch him.
Roster-wise, he can't.
But it would be a good move for him if he wanted to stay West, not that far from where. Now, Golden State would be very interesting. That would be very interesting, Golden State.
Perfect.
Yeah, it really would.
They'll have to Clay.
Yeah, well, fellas, it's time to move into our classic stage of the show, and it's Who You Got. So, Reg, I'm going to bring you back in, Blue. I got to bring you back home, Blue, okay? And I'm going to need you to do some homework on this sports stuff, okay? I'm going to need you to so you can have some opinion on it, all right? Listen, I'm going to hit you with the best TV dad. The best TV dad. Because our subject today has been talking about dads. And I think it's, without a doubt, you shared the most point information. So I'm going to give you the TV dad.
Repeat that, Harv.
Okay. I said, I'm giving my man the TV dads because he has shared the most poignant information with us today when we were talking about dads stepping in, whether you're biological or not. I got Philip Banks from The Fresh Prince or Carl Winslow from
Family Matters.
Family Matters. Talk to me, man. What you think? What you think, Blue?
One of them was corny. The other one wasn't. The other one.
You talking about Winslow?
Yeah, he was corny.
That's
and then as far as Banks, man, he wasn't stern, dude. You know what I'm saying? He was. No, he wasn't.
Well, he was.
Yeah, he was. No, he wasn't.
You ain't seen enough episodes. He jumped the wheels behind all the time.
We got a different opinion about that one. That
Whatever,
man was stern.
whatever.
You gotta make a
He was
choice.
a studio.
You
He
gotta
was a
make a choice.
studio TV dad, man. He fit the
But yeah,
jaunt.
That's
but
okay.
that's what.
No. Hear me
No.
out. Hear me out. Hear me
Yeah.
out.
Hey,
He fit that jaunt. He fit that jaunt. That doesn't relate to me in real life. None of these TV dads that y'all talking about relate to me in real life.
All
So
right.
they were studio. They were studio cat. You know what I'm saying?
We know that, but we telling you to
I
pick
can't
one.
between
Okay.
those two.
I
Between
understand.
them two.
hey, don't read too hard
Between them
into
two.
it.
Between them
Loosen
two.
up.
Okay.
Loosen up,
I
baby.
recuse myself.
You pulled a hard seat. You pulled a hard seat. You pulled a hard seat. Listen.
Jesus Christ.
Because the way you working, I was getting ready to throw Fred Flintstone in as a TV
Hey man,
dad.
hey, I'm
Maybe
gonna be real.
that would
All
help
jokes
you
aside,
out.
I'm gonna be real with Fred Sanford. Fred
Yeah.
Sanford's a better TV dad to me than both of them cats you just.
Okay, you just made. Okay, we'll rock with that. Fred Sanford,
He's
the
right on
ghost
the
me.
desk.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw out to James. Big game. I'm throwing out to you. Oh, this is a good one, man. Prime AI or prime Kyrie Irving? Ooh, that's a real good one, man.
I like to hear this one.
Who you got? Yeah, I want to hear it. Who you got, baby?
I'm
Who
going
you got?
with AI.
Why?
AI at that point in time, he changed like the way everyone's dressing now, the way
This is a
everyone's
good
like
one.
the way we do things now. He was one of the first, if not the first, because him having the cornrows was an issue. Him wearing the clothes he wore was an issue. They always had an issue with the way he talked. Everything about him they had an issue. But that culture of that he grew off, everyone grew up. Now you can't help but see when everybody go to the game, they dress how they want to dress. Everybody got their hair the way they
Yeah.
want to wear it. He changed the culture of it. If it wasn't for him, I think basketball would be kind of like boring. He made it exciting. It's so much so that they even had to stop him from having his crossover because they couldn't handle it.
Okay, since we
couldn't handle
winding
it.
down, I'm not going to speak on it real long, but I'm only going to make one statement on it. I would have took AI, and while those reasons you gave were great, I would take AI because I don't think there's another little guard that could have took that Sixer squad to the championship. That
No.
Sixer squad was great on defense, but AI was the only offensive piece on that particular machine.
That's true.
And if it wasn't for Kobe and Shaq being there at the top of the mountain, anybody else, they might have knocked off.
I'm gonna have to put a question mark on that. That's a question mark on when AI took them Philly to the championship, because that was also that same year when the referees were doing all that crooked stuff. Toronto should have been in the final with Vince Carter. Vince Carter should.
He had a chance to win the joint and missed the
Vince
shot.
Carter could have been there. He got cheated.
He missed it. He missed it.
Got cheated, baby.
He got every chance he had, and he did
Referees,
this.
and he fouled your boy.
He
They
choked.
cheated.
Your boy
That's a
choked.
question mark.
Your boy
Same
choked.
thing with LeBron's bubble championship is a question
You
mark.
heard what I said? Your boy choked. Okay, he had every chance to make that shot.
Vince Carter was selling peanut butter sandwiches at the end of that game.
No. Vince Carter didn't care about the game. He went to his graduation that day.
Okay, cheat for y'all to get there. That's all that was.
Sucker move. I'm not going with that.
Kobe and LeBron can't even mess with him. Kobe and LeBron can't mess with him. And I'm hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. Because when Allen Iverson, at one point, I didn't like Allen Iverson. I'm gonna be real with you on that. Because when he played for Georgetown, I was like, this dude is a ball handler. I said he a ball hogger, and I was like, no, this dude ain't gonna do nothing. It wasn't until I started really looking at this dude, and then when he went over what he did with your boys with Philly, I was like, yo, this dude is real, and he kept it real. He came from Georgetown, and then he's like, yo, man, this is me. Either y'all accept it or y'all not gonna accept it. And he kept it real, but he kept that game the same. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, man, I need y'all to get with me, and I'ma get with me, and then I'ma show you where we can go. And he kept it like that. Your boy Kobe, LeBron, can't mess with AI, baby. Can't mess.
I love your opinion. As a sports person, I probably would rate both of them guys over my boy. But as a favorite, I'm gonna take AI because I'm Philly down. That's what I'm gonna do. But if I'm being a real basketball fan, you gotta take LeBron and Kobe over.
If they're on my dream team, LeBron would not be on my dream team. Kobe would be on my dream team.
Right.
I wouldn't even be LeBron.
Okay.
Wouldn't even be. I wouldn't. He wouldn't even be in a thought. He wouldn't even be a thought for me because AI. He would be on my dream team. Kobe would be on my dream team.
All right. You know what? Hey, I would take Kyrie, the Kyrie. I would take Kyrie Irving over
You
Allen
smoking something.
Iverson.
There you go. You hurt. You hurt. There you go. You hurt again.
Yeah.
You hurt.
I would
Really
take
are.
Kyrie
Kyrie is
Irving.
nice though.
Let me
nice.
tell you
But
why.
I wouldn't.
Let me
No,
tell
I.
you- let me tell
No,
you
I
why.
wouldn't take. No, I wouldn't
Let
take
me tell you
him
why.
because
Hold
he
up. Let
wasn't
me
a
tell you
leader.
why. Take
He was on
Kyrie
the
over
squad.
him.
No, check this out. Check this out, E.
Hold
He
up.
was
Let
on
me
your
tell you why.
team.
And
He
back to you.
he was on your team. He was
Let me tell
on
you why.
Boston, and y'all went nowhere.
Oh, Kyrie Irving over Allen Iverson.
Why?
One,
Why?
Kyrie Irving has better handles
He
than
does.
Allen.
What? Yeah, he does. He
Even
does.
I admitted himself.
He does. He does.
the best
He does.
ever.
He does.
You know
But you know what?
and what? Kyrie Irving has a chip.
Why? Whoa! Why does he have a chip? Whoa! Why
Ain't my
does he
fault.
have a chip?
Hold up.
My
Last
God.
what I said, the funky one said, I'm not responsible for what team I have. He ain't responsible for the team he got. He got a chip and he hit the championship shot to give
He
them
did.
the chip.
He did. But I'm gonna tell you
So
this. Okay.
tell me,
All
where
right.
does AI get a championship, which you'll never get?
Are you done?
So
He's
would
the
you
GOAT.
put would you
He's
put
the GOAT. He's one of the
Hold
GOATs.
on.
I'll
Are you
give him
done?
that.
would
He's
you
the
Are
put
you
GOAT.
would
done?
you put Kyrie
But
above
Kyrie
LeBron?
got a chip that your boy don't have.
Would you put
So
Kyrie?
that
What? Was Kyrie? Was Kyrie the best? Was Kyrie the best player on that team?
yes, in my book, yes. In my book, yes.
You know what?
If
I'm
you the
snatching your
best player,
sports card.
hold
I'm
up.
snatching
If
your
you the
sports
best
card.
player and
You know
you
what?
cannot take the last shot and it's
Okay.
your team, you are the best player.
You know what?
You're not the best
You know
player.
what? I'm snatching your
If you
joint,
can't take
man.
the last
I'm
shot of the
snatching your
game,
joint,
brother, you're
man.
not the best
I'm
player.
snatching your card.
You're not the
LeBron
best player,
James.
brother.
You know what?
Don't get mad at
You know what?
Kyrie. He
You
got
know
a
what? You
chip.
know what? LeBron James, and I'm not a LeBron James fan, is
Me
no
neither.
worse. It's no worse than the fourth best player to ever play. And when I say fourth best, that means the
I
Mount.
agree.
That means the Mount Rushmore of players. He's
I
on
agree.
that. He's on the Mount Rushmore of NBA players.
I
So
wouldn't. I wouldn't put him up there.
okay, that's you. Me, mine is Kareem, Mike, Wilt, and LeBron got to be there. I used to have Bill Russell there.
No,
I
you
just
didn't.
had
You
to
not
put. I
take
just had to
Kobe.
put him.
Take Kobe out of there. I know you wouldn't take Kobe out of there.
Hey, look, I would take Kobe personally in a game for me, but with what LeBron has done for the game and what he's shown, he got to be on that Mount Rushmore. If he's not,
He's
you're
on
not
Mount
really,
Rushmore.
you're not really,
Kobe,
you're not. I'm
Kobe
thinking
type.
you're not really thinking from a sports standpoint. And I don't want to get into that argument because we're getting
All right,
away
let's go.
from
Let's
what I
keep it
want to
rolling.
do.
Keep it rolling.
We got a question for you. I got a question that I want to throw to you. You can only have one comedian come to your birthday party. You got Eddie Murphy, you got Dave Chappelle, you got Martin Lawrence, Cat Williams, and Kevin Hart. I'm giving you one, and you got a minute to tell me why.
He's gone. We lost him.
We lost him? Man, we
I'll
lost
answer
him.
this. I'll answer
Go ahead,
this one.
you take it, baby. You take it.
I'm picking Eddie Murphy.
So he gonna go run. He gonna go run like a sucker.
I'm
ahead.
picking Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
And reason why I pick Eddie over these guys, all these guys look up to Eddie. To them,
This
Eddie's the
that
GOAT.
Kool-Aid did, yes. Because you didn't put my GOAT in there. My GOAT is
Richard Pryor. And that's
Right.
my go-to. That's my go-to.
Yeah. But go ahead.
You know, but I'm saying, but as far as the same generation, but the Richard Pryor by sure, you know, George Carlin be another one.
George Carlin is another one you got to respect. And if you really are old head,
Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce, the dude who first had the dark language.
Yes.
Okay. Because if you look at early Richard Pryor, he sounds just like Bill Cosby.
Yep.
Them two, he used to look up to Bill Cosby.
Yep.
And it wasn't really till he got a hold of how effective Lenny Bruce was. And then Lenny Bruce got locked up a couple times, but Richard just said, the heck with it. I'm going to just go here and you know, I got to change from Bill because there's only one Bill Cosby. And definitely he realized that.
But you know, also back then when it came to comedians, like it wasn't uncommon for them to copy each other's jokes. They would use the same joke over and over again. Different comedians would just use each other's material.
All right, fellas, you know, we're coming down to the home stretch, and we got something that we want to throw out here. This week, I was wrong. Tell me something that you thought you were wrong about, man. Blue, I'm gonna start with you, man.
Man, I've been thinking about
And you don't have to elaborate real long. I want these to be quick hitters more
Man,
than anything.
I've been thinking about that, man, and it just hasn't hit me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, get out of the question.
Oh, you had to go with.
I'm saying,
You had to go
yeah.
with.
I'm trying to,
You wasn't wrong.
but I'm trying to think. Was this the week that I had that conversation with my daughter? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think. Did that happen? Did that
That
happen this week, or was it last week? And brothers, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that might have been this week.
okay. And you know what? You had that epiphany this week. I had that joint a couple
Yeah,
years ago with my daughter also, and I just didn't elaborate on it. And we'll talk about that maybe on another
real
show
talk,
or
man.
something.
Yeah.
Big game for you. What you think you were wrong on this week?
Something I was wrong on?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Was I married to my first wife this year?
What's up?
Well, I'm gonna say for me, I was wrong, and it was a sports thing. I said there was no way we was getting Jaylen Brown when they was doing all that trading, and I heard he was moving. And my grandson said, "You think he coming to Boston?" And I mean, coming to Philly? And I said, "Nah, he ain't coming here. I don't know." And I thought there was no way we'd get rid of that Paul George contract or the Embiid contract, and I was proven wrong this week. So that's my joint for for being wrong, man. So listen, I want to throw things out to our people out there. We've had another spirited time. We had another time where we was kicking it. And look, we talked on some heavy things too. Everything ain't just fun. We got on some heavy things too. So I want to throw some questions out to you, and I want y'all to think about it. Put in the comments what you feel and how you feel about it. Like, who do you think is the king of R&B? Which team did the best in the NBA draft from free agency and all these trades that done went down? Do men need stronger friendships? Who won the Who You Got this week when we did the Who You Got going back and forth? And which brother out of all of us you thought came with the strongest stories this week? Once again, we got to kick it to y'all. We thank you so much. I want you to like, subscribe, okay? Like, subscribe, and please comment. We're here in all formats, whether it's Facebook, whether it's TikTok, whether it's IG, and obviously here on YouTube, and you can get us on Spotify, and you can get us on Amazon. So we're trying to do the darn thing. And if you look, you might not have all the time in the world just to sit back all at once and check us out. I get it. Throw us in your car on the way to work. Throw us in your car on the way home from work. Throw us in the tube on TV when you just can't find that thing. Speed to the joint you like. We want you to love everything about it. We want you, but more than anything, we want you to subscribe, okay? Subscribe. We
Can I
thank
jump in
you.
real quick?
Yeah, jump in there, big.
What we're trying to do, everyone, is we're trying to get a lot of people want to be a part of this live. And the easy way of doing this live is on YouTube. You can see us as we're doing this, taping this show. Y'all can jump in, comment, and be a part of it. But we got to get to 500 subscribers. So the goal is, even if you don't really listen every day, please subscribe to our YouTube
Kick it to
channel.
your boys. Let your boys, let your girls know.
Yes.
And look, I know it's about the fellas. We just talking. We're going to have some ladies on this joint giving us their opinion as guests down the road. And we want to know what our lady listeners are feeling and what they're saying. Because after all, fellas, we are what?
Just talking.
Brothers just talking.
Let's do that again. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Brothers just talking. All right, let's do this again. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to do it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Brothers just talking. All right, come on, y'all. We can do this now. We can do this. All right, here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. Brothers just talking. Lord help me. All right, let's try it. We got to get this right now.
Look, man,
come on
you got
now.
Me one more time. All right,
come on. You got to get it. Then get it. Get it.
Do it this way. 3, 2,
Brothers
1.
Brothers just talking. Oh, Lord help me.
You've been listening to Brothers Just Talking, hosted by Harvey, James, Emeka, and Sebastian B. Blue. Produced by Sound Fader Studios. Executive producer and audio engineer Sonar the Funky One. Theme music by Shattered Aspirations. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, leave us a review, and join the conversation in our Facebook group. Want to be a guest on the show? Email us and tell us why your story needs to be heard. Until next time, keep talking, keep laughing, and keep it real. Peace.